Yeah, you got it.
Perfect. Cool. Hey, this is Gab Goldenberg. I'm live with Mark Lavelle. We're at Magento Live. For those of you guys who don't know, Mark is the CEO of Magento, the world's #1 most popular e-commerce platform.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, yeah. Thanks for coming to Magento Live UK.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So I was just talking with Mark about how they recently sold the company from eBay to a private equity company, and they're hoping to focus and be very able to develop the community further and do things that are really helpful for Magento. And tell us a bit more about the business strategy and where you guys are going from here.
Yeah, it was an important event. eBay owned the business for about 4 years, and when eBay and PayPal became two separate companies, Magento was offered as a private equity because it wasn't strategic any longer to PayPal or eBay. But it had grown very well within eBay. We had invested a lot in the product strategy,
Right.
and ended up spinning out of eBay in November of last year. And since then, it's been very much reestablishing the Magento brand. The product's very known in the market. So getting sales and marketing going. You and I were talking about, getting the marketing strategy right and developing leads. And it's a very organic business. As a result, we've got a wonderful network of system integration partners all across the world, technology partners. So it's a very partner-oriented business.
Right.
But our job, really, aside from that lead generation, is to develop great products that our clients love.
Yeah.
And we work hand in hand with a number of folks outside the company, but we also have a lot of internal R&D resources.
Yeah.
And we launched recently. This has probably been our most exciting, ambitious product launch year ever.
That's exciting.
We launched the Magento 2 platform, which is a pretty large-scale redevelopment of the original, very popular one platform.
Yeah.
Launched that with great success.
Yeah.
And downloaded over 350,000 times.
Yeah. 1,200 sites already launched on the new platform.
Yeah, this is amazing. And great reviews on it. And we've already we're announcing soon the 2.1 version of it. So we're innovating very quickly on top of that platform. And that's all about scale and performance and enterprise and extending the features that make Magento great, which is flexibility, your ability to customize it. We launched a Magento Cloud version, which was a public cloud management capability to provision, tune, scale. And we launched a new Magento Marketplace, which is us standing behind the extensions and applications that are right now for Magento 2, but we'll be expanding that.
Yeah. That's very valuable because, for example, one of the things people know about other marketplaces, such as the App Store for Apple or the Google Android Store, the common perception is that the Apple Store has quality, and that's because it's vetted, like what you're talking about. And with the Google Store, there's a lot more lower quality things.
Quality is really important in the extension market for a number of reasons. It's quality number one, right? But then the other problem was curation of search, like telling the buyer who is interested in doing different visual merchandising or CRM or implementing a payment gateway, what choices should they make?
That's it.
It's very hard for them to select between 27 payment gateways. Yeah. So our job with Marketplace is to assure quality, assure performance, and then help our merchant or our end user kind of get the most out of the platform.
Exactly.
And that's what Marketplace is all about.
Exactly.
And we also have released a SaaS order management module that comes with Magento that is critically more important as merchants get into more channels of demand to the consumer. So I, as a consumer, may interact with your brand on your homepage. I may be on a mobile app. I may be coming from Facebook. I may be walking into your physical store. And the context of that relationship is important to capture, regardless of channel, because the fulfillment or the payment terms may be different. And helping optimize where inventory is relative to demand.
Exactly.
Is what that Magento
order management system
platform is about.
Exactly. It doesn't help you if you've got the products in Glasgow if they are needed in London.
Exactly.
Right.
But you could perhaps get it to Glasgow. Maybe your buyer, is in Glasgow, and
right.
you could actually run it across the street from them. So that's modern selling today. That awareness on the demand side and the ability to satisfy that demand or exceed, your customers' expectations by being able to offer them unlimited inventory and great fulfillment offers. And that's the business we're in with the order management platform.
Sure.
So it's been exciting.
So you've been a successful entrepreneur with Magento, with Bill Me Later. What are some of the things that stand out to you as, mistakes you've seen other entrepreneurs make? Maybe you've made yourself or you've overcome, some stories that really marked you as an entrepreneur that, you think other people would benefit from hearing.
Well, I don't know that I'll give any more light than it's the basics, right? You got to care about what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're doing because it's always going to be harder than you think, and it's going to take longer than you think. I think I've learned that. So in those dark days when things aren't going well, you do it because you care about what you're doing. And secondarily, it's about the people. You've got to be doing it with people you care about and make you better, right? So you get the right people around you that have competencies that extend yours, and you work together well, and you all care about what you're doing. Then the execution becomes easier, right? Then getting through tough challenges or crises, or even thrilling things like hypergrowth, are more manageable.
Right.
And then success is always a little bit of that plus luck.
Right.
You can't control everything. You can't control the external environment.
100%.
My company kind of started in the .bomb era of the last decade. We raised our
You're starting a .com company? That's finished. That just died.
Yeah, I know. Let's start a consumer online payments company in 2000. And we raised money. The whole 9/11 episode was tragic on a number of levels, and it really formed our kind of thinking. Like, look, privilege of building a company and being an entrepreneur is about freedom. It's about getting passionately involved in something and being able to do it. And we live in a society, thankfully, that allows us to take advantage of these things.
That's it.
And you were talking about Tel Aviv and how vibrant that market is. And so I just really came to appreciate what a privilege it is to be able to take capital from investors and go build something with it.
So what gets you motivated? I mean, for some people it's just money, but I don't think you build a big successful company like Bill Me Later or like Magento just pursuing the money. What speaks to Mark Lavelle in your heart that makes you care about it?
Well, Magento specifically, I'm at a time in my career where I feel that giving back, helping people do the best work of their lives is what really kind of thrills me. Like, you can find talented people, whether they're in the company or a partner, and you can set them up for success. That's really motivating to me now. And what I love about Magento is that's essentially Magento's business model, is to help people achieve their dreams. We launched at our Magento an award called the Trailblazer Award, which is meant to really exemplify the e-commerce VP or the innovation executive. The person that chooses Magento as a technology is not choosing technology. They're choosing sort of an entire ecosystem that can help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. And so it's not a far stretch to say Magento helps Trailblazers accomplish their dreams. And that really resonates with us. And that's why we're here.
Very neat. So if we're going to talk about the next 6 months to a year, what are some trends that you think are really developing quickly in the e-commerce world? I mean, mobile is not a trend anymore. That's something that's present and existing. What's the new mobile? If you can,
mobile is sort of not even talked about anymore because it is
taken for granted. It's just come and it's here.
You have to start with that. Your users are going to be on devices. They're going to be on multiple devices.
What's new? Where are we going in e-commerce?
There's a lot of talk about do you drive demand to your site in traditional ways, or do you put content in places where your customer is? And I think that's an interesting new thing that's coming up. I think intellectually we believe that where people spend their time is where they will ultimately want to transact. So they're spending a lot of time on Facebook, they're spending a lot of time on messenger applications, they're spending a lot of time in social media. And it follows that, that's a business commerce opportunity. They may want to discover items there. They may want to have business relationships, service relationships in those contexts. So that's very exciting. I think we're seeing the beginnings of it. And we'll see where it goes.
That's interesting. And B2B is growing so much for Magento.
Yeah.
What is driving all these B2B marketers and shops to come and rely on an e-commerce platform, which I think traditionally was seen as B2C?
Right. I think all the things that drove B2C are driving B2B, and B2B has the same elements. They want curation. They want their site or their product to look beautiful. They want their user to feel engaged. They want to reduce friction from the buying process. They want to spur rebuying. All the things we talked about in B2C, they're doing B2B, and the B2B buyer wants what B2C has, but they have special needs. They have special
order volumes,
complexities, order volumes.
Businesses.
They don't want it shipped tomorrow. They want it shipped for the spring season. They don't want one. They want a pallet.
Right.
So there's a lot of complexities when you talk about B2B, but the nuts and bolts of it are basically, connect with the customer, engage the customer in the buying process, and exceed their expectations on fulfilling their demand, and then get them back.
That's it.
That's what I think where it's heading. We really see the digital experience going everywhere in terms of we have universities and hospitals and financial services.
It's really remarkable. It's
really
expanded.
Yeah. It's just I think we're in a really exciting time to be in the business that you and I are in. So.
That's it. Mark, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Great having you. Likewise.
Okay. Take care.
Be well. Take care, guys.
See you.